MD, obviously, it's a lovely occasion. Coach Justin explained to us that there's been a much bigger influx of people that you expected here in Mamelodi. Has it been challenging? Are you enjoying the experience of the last 2 days?
Over the last 2 days and even last week, it's been, I think it's been, we were expecting to have big numbers, but I think they surpassed what we anticipated. So for me, it's really been heartwarming to see that there is still interest in our children to play soccer in particular, and that there is hunger in our communities, in our townships for soccer, and that this that we are bringing in Mamelodi in particular has received so much warmth even from the community. So really, it's been really a heartwarming experience.
I mean, speaking about Mamelodi, why was this particular township or area selected as part of the PMSS?
Yeah, so the whole approach or mandate that Coach Pitso gave us was that he wants to see Pitso Mosimane football clubs more in the township. Mamelodi, Soshanguve, Alexander, Soweto, Val, etc. And I think we just happened to have an opportunity of this facility in Mamelodi that we could get. And we were able to speak to the municipality and even able to list this property. And I think that's how Mamelodi became the forefront of other townships which we still want to go to. So if you see, we've got also in North Riding, Midrand and Boxback, and there we're using school facilities, which is something that is not an easy option for in our township. So in the township we'll definitely look for municipal owned facilities. This facility in particular, I'm told it's been 25 years, it was really dilapidated, not being used. So it's something that we are able to take, spend money and bring it to the fore and make sure that we do this.
So basically what you're saying is this facilities behind you is going to be the home of the Mamelodi club of PMSS?
Yeah, it will be called the home of Pitso Mosimane Football Club Mamelodi.
Okay, and obviously the short-term, medium-term, long-term plans is to obviously improve the facilities, the fields and things like that. What are the limitations that you have here with leasing it from municipality?
The current lease is 1 year.
Okay.
I do believe that once it's seen, because this facility has been abandoned for almost 25 years. What you see, even if it's not up to scratch, is actually, I would say, 1,000% better than what we found it in.
Yeah.
Fortunately, we've got pictures of before and after. So the biggest challenge, obviously, for us is to ensure that we work with the community and we protect the facility, that people don't come and break or take the fences, etc. You see that there's certain patches around the facility which we patched because some of those palisades were taken. The gate was not there, we had to buy a new gate. The next big thing is obviously finalizing the connections of electricity and water with the municipality so that everything is in order, and we'll have one of the community people or two community people being our security here during the night, and we'll have somebody from the community also being mending the facility for us.
We're seeing a lot of girls here.
Yes.
How important is it for PMSS to contribute in women's football in South Africa, given that it's not given a lot of attention and there isn't even a professional women's league in our country?
Yeah. So, one of the mandate from Coach Pitso was that he wants to see in the next 12 years, 80% of children that come from the structure being part of Bafana Bafana and Banyana Banyana. So we have been quite deliberate ourselves in ensuring that we promote and ask for a lot of girl children to come. We are facing that challenge that we've got them, or that we've had a really big turnout in Mamelodi, more than any other of the 3 locations we have. And we will then have to look at obviously an under 13 girl requesting the LFA to play them in the under 11 boys, just on like that. So they will definitely for now play with boys because there's no formal structure for girls. And we'll try and make sure that we look also at opportunities of tournaments that they can play in. So for us, the most important thing for both boys and girls is one, mastering the ball, because in creating the player of tomorrow, one of the key principles for us is that they have to master ball. Ball mastery is key. And then from there, we will see how it goes with them. Yeah.
We didn't really realize how big this project is until like maybe 10 minutes ago when we heard that just in this Mamelodi section of the project, we'll be undertaking 40 kids in each age group. That you can't achieve what you want to achieve by yourself. Has there been struggles to get partners to hold your hand? Is there processes that you are going through, because this is a humongous project?
Yeah, you know, we've tried to get partners on board, but I think partners also or sponsors are very reluctant to sponsor a project like ours, because I think people have done similar things and they have failed. So our approach has been that we have to do with our own money, and then when we go to a partner, we say, we have done this with our own money, we've really paid the school fees. And this has been our approach. And obviously for the program to be sustainable, in this program, whether we've got partners or not, partners might help with children that really cannot afford to pay, that they help us from that end. But our approach has always been this project must be commercially viable and self-sustainable. You can have a situation where children come, and I think it's been done in the country a lot of times, where children come for free, coaches come for free, they don't get paid, and then the programs don't go forward. Because the same coaches are the brothers, the fathers of these children, they are breadwinners, so they need to be paid. And so in our program, obviously we have different areas, different fees that we charge to be able to maintain the facility, pay the coaches, and just general maintenance of the facility, and registration to the LFAs also.
I mean, you guys are in the beginning talking the talk, you're walking the walk, and now we can see it. Everybody can see now that it's in motion. But I'm sure there's been a couple of hiccups along the way. What has been the most challenging to get this project off the ground?
I think like anything else, sometimes you think I will do this by this date, and those milestones are not really reached. For example, we've had disappointment with manufacturers that are doing our children's kits. I think we've got it right now. We obviously had to get this facility as an example to be at the right levels, and that has taken time also. But I think generally it's just lessons that one gets as you start a new project, nothing that we have not been able to mitigate, to be honest. So, but yeah, it's just really been very good. We've also made sure that we bring on board people who understand. I mean, we anticipated a lot of crowd, so we got people who do crowd control. We also got the first aid people to be on board. So one of the biggest thing obviously is, as we are growing, we ensure that we get the right coaches on board to be part of the process.
Also, I guess job creation in some way.
100%.
But what we found very heartwarming is, before Coach Justin came here, there was a little girl and her parents, and they said they're from Limpopo, that spoke and came all the way for you. So the question is, how heartwarming is it to see somebody come so far, a young little girl? And because yes, you are a project in its infancy, but there is credibility and trust around this brand, obviously built by Coach Pitso. He's synonymous with success. So how heartwarming is it to see a parents coming here too?
You know, in Midrand, we've had children coming from Bela Bela, we've had children coming from Klerksdorp, we've had Mpumalanga. And, you know, for me, I just tell them that unfortunately, as much as the parents, I mean, we've had parents last year coming from Rustenburg. It is not practical for them to do that, to come and train here 3 times a week. I mean, these children go to school, the parents work, so it's not sustainable. And how we wish we can wake up and have all this program everywhere else, which is really impossible. So one of the things that we want to do after the launching of the football club is to look at a proper partnership with a school that has a boarding facility that will then be able to have the children from as young actually as 10, 11, because that's the age we want to catch them at, and be in a boarding facility, a very good school, and therefore be able to be part of our program. So really it is heartwarming, and it just shows again how hungry our country is for a structure or a product that is very structured and very deliberate in ensuring that we create that player that we want to create at Coach Pitso's level.
I think my final one is where do you envision this going? Coach Justin kind of gave us a structure or an outline of what he sees it becoming, but you personally, as you know, people who started it, where do you envision this project going?
So the main issue, like I said, is Coach Pitso's mandate to us is that in the next 12 years, when the 6-year-old is 18, he wants to see them in Bafana Bafana, Banyana Banyana, 80% of those teams. The second part is that we need to be able to produce players that compete at the highest level in the world. Okay. So we see a lot of our children being probably taken outside the country playing for those teams. And as we grow, you know, this year we said until under 15, next year we can go under 17, under 19, and just grow with them. Until at some point, I'm sure we've got also our own PSL team that we can feed these children to. Really, it's really that type of Coach Pitso's dream. But the big thing that he kept on saying is that we've got this massive pool of children. I mean, if you look at the Curo school, averaging each school at 1,000, and I'm saying some schools have got 3,500 kids. So we've got already with the Curo, the 12 schools, 12,000 children. Here, you've seen today we had 1,000. Let's say we maximized to about 200 per location. We are able to grow to, let's say, 20,000 children at some point in the next 5 years. And then from that number, we say we look at about 50 children that are real creme de la creme, and we'll put them in an education institution where we'll give them bursaries and they will be focused on soccer. Our bigger dream also is with the Department of Education, make sure that we come up with a curriculum that is specific and relevant for a child who is an elite sport person. And yeah, I think ultimately is seeing our kids playing for Barcelona's.
You see something very interesting there. Charles asked the coach, there's nothing stopping bigger clubs in South Africa and even abroad from coming here and taking your best creme de la creme.
Yes.
But to combat that, is that where the potential football club comes in place, where you know you're in a system where you're more protected?
Yeah. So, you know, for us right now, I must tell you, this is not the focus of who takes our child. In fact, if Sundowns or Pirates come and take children from us, it's actually a big tick that we've been able to produce and contribute towards the country's soccer space. And then if we are to take these kids, like I said, and give them bursary, there is a clear rule from FIFA as a development company, what then the fee is for a development club. So we'll get there. And I think for us, the bigger pride is to say that is our player. That was taken
ambassador.
from us. That is our ambassador. That is the people that we've produced. So we are not really worried. In fact, the creating of a club is just also to create an opportunity for our players, you know, so that we don't produce and where do we go? We produce and we've got an end goal that we have, which is the PSL club.
In Coach Justin, we have the real deal, someone who clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Just take us through as to how much of a hassle was it to rope him in
Yeah.
to this program,
Yeah.
and how important will he be in reaching some of the dreams that you just mentioned now?
I must say that Coach Justin's appointment and interviews and that whole process, very happy to say I was not part of it. Coach Pitso was part of it because that's the time he was off from UAE. We obviously had advertised that we're looking for a head of development. And Coach Justin, we had interactions with him because he was at St. Stephen and he was at some point looking for coaches. And because we're doing this with schools, we went and spoke to him to say, how about us bring the PMSS coaches also to St. Stephen? In interacting with him at that time, I really felt that this guy is a real deal. He has experienced what we are doing. The big thing in even bringing coaches, as much as we don't necessarily want people who know, we also want people who have done this, so that there is some level of sharing of experience to bring here. So it was really not a big hassle. We asked him actually to apply, but we had other people and they went on. And one of the biggest thing I think that was done is when there was 3 people left, they were asked to do a presentation of how they think they will work this. And his presentation was, I understand because I was not part of it, was really convincing, and very happy to have him here. And I hope nobody's going to steal him. I'm watching them.
and on the point of him like helping you guys reaching your dream, how important will it be?
What I've seen with Coach Justin, when you've got people coming here, it's not about us reaching the goal. It's about a group of us wanting to see this thing happening in the country. And I think if you've spoken to him, you'll hear, Coach Justin sees this thing even bigger sometimes. Or sometimes it unravels as he's sitting, he thinks, wow, this thing is big, I can't even sleep. So I think the exciting part might not be that we are a big club, we are really a startup, but it is just the potential that one sees in the strategy that we're using and in how we're doing it that I think a lot of people have not been aware of yet.
So I think it's a bit premature to say when the plan is to start an actual senior club.
No, it's premature. It's really, initially we also, I must tell you, we wanted to end at under 13.
Really?
But the demand for under 15 was so high that we thought, okay, let's just bring them in, because we just believe our formula where we want the mass is the under 7s, so that we can bring them up with ourselves, using our own philosophy, etc. So because of that, so I wouldn't, for me it's premature right now. It will be said that next year we say we don't have an under 17 when we've got this under 15, so I'm sure we will have to look at that option. And if you are under 19, you still play, you're not playing semi-professional, then there's a problem.
But affiliate clubs is an option. Like you could partner up with an NFP club,
100%,
say, hey, this
yeah.
is good 15-year-olds coming.
Yes, 100% we can. And again, I'm saying, if next year some of the big clubs see our boys and they want them to play in the GDL, wow, I think we would have done a good thing ourselves. Yeah, we're not going to hoard the children from being taken, because I think the more what we want is to see children playing and being exposed and making it out there, and then we can claim them. They started with us.
Mamzo, can I be controversial
Yes.
a bit? We've recently seen Curo, the schools that you've partnered with. They've been marred with a bit of racism in the schools. So I just want to find out from the PMSS side, how has it affected you in any way?
Look, for us, it has not affected us. We also have not experienced any racism there. I have seen some of the clippings, and when I saw them, I sent them to the executives of Curo, because the more negativity that comes to them about racism, it will impact on Black Pitso, because we know that. Right? And they said they are well aware of it and they were dealing with it. So, and I think it's not for the first time. I think it's in my head, I've seen it 3 times that they have those challenges. We have been very deliberate with Curo. One, because Curo has got 4 different levels of school: Curo Select, Independent, Academy, and Meridian. Academy, Meridian, we find them in Soweto, Soshanguve, Mamelodi. We've got Tembisa. So we've gone for the Academy Meridian because we believe that this is the level or the amount where you find a lot of African children. Yeah.